Welcome back everybody, Maine Fly Guys here with another tutorial. Today we're going to be tying up a really great fall nymph that I use a lot for kind of to like explore water. This is a size 16 jig hook with a jig head. I can't remember the size. I want to say it's a 3.5 millimeter jig head, maybe a little bit bigger. But I'm using, this is orange thread. It's about, I can't remember what aught it is. I want to say it's either like 14 aught. It's a really thin thread. So to start, we're going to take some pheasant tail. I have 4 usually, maybe 5 fibers. Definitely no more than 5, though it gets too bulky. And what I'm going to do is tie in at the back here, just a little tail. See that tail? We don't need a huge tail. Okay. And I'm going to take just like 2 securing wraps. Really not a lot. Maybe 3 there, I can't remember. But here I have a copper wire. It's a dark copper though. I don't know if you can see that. It's almost got an orangey tint to it. It's not orange, but it has an orangey tint. And I'm going to secure it with just a wee bit of space there. So I have, it's usually 3 or 4 wraps there. Then I'm going to pick my pheasant tail fibers up and I'm going to continue securing in that wire. Now taper is really important for me. I doubt the fish care, but for me it's important. So I like to build up a little front taper here. Just a little one. Like it's so small, people probably won't even notice, but I'll notice. And so I'll take my pheasant tail, and I'm not going to start all the way back at my tail. I'm going to start exactly, see how I have just a little gap there? I have just the tiniest little gap. And so I'm going to go and wrap this forward. Pretty much to the head of the jig. Because we're going to wrap over it anyways, so it doesn't really bother me if it's crowding the head or anything, because yeah, we're going to cover it up. Okay. Now, I know it just looks normal, like you probably didn't think anything of it, but there is such a nice little taper in there, and I really think that matters. It's just so subtle of a taper in the body. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go counterclockwise, and we are going to make, hopefully, how does that look? 3 or 4 touching wraps. I think we're going to get 4 in. Perfect. 4 touching wraps of this little copper wire, and then you can open it up to sort of open wraps. And I try to get 4 in, 4 open wraps, and then I'll come in on top, secure that wire down right on top. Great, and then we'll just helicopter that away. Dropped it. Too bad. It's gone forever now. Once you drop something like that, it's gone forever. So there we are. You see that? It's just a subtle little flash point. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some wax here. Slap that puppy on. There you go. And I'm going to come in with some UV iced up black. There's actually some purple in there if you can see that. Just barely. Again, this is a fall pattern. And it really works well for me. And so we want it to get thicker as it gets to the head. You know, we want that taper to continue, so to speak. And so when you're making your dubbing noodle, it's always important to start really thin compared to as you go down. You see how it gets thicker. Alright, so start there. You see it's getting a little thicker. And then, boom. Okay, so do you see how we have continued that taper? That taper has really continued throughout the whole body. It's really kind of a nice gradual increase. And then from here, I don't want to take too many because I don't want it to be a huge thread dam or anything. But I'm just going to do a little whip finish and make sure that I don't catch too many fibers, which you kind of will, but okay. And voila. From here I'll go through with my scissors and just trim any errant fibers. Again, does this really matter? Absolutely not, but to me it does. Oops, got a little straggler back there. Okay, not the best wrap ever, but whatever. Oops. Okay. Nice. We can live with that for sure. So the last step for me is to secure this thread and put a little drop of UV on the top there. Make kind of a little bubble case. I let it sit for, you know, just a second before I zap it. Don't look, it might hurt your eyes. And just to soak in, and then I'll come back on top to sort of add that bubble in. And then we'll hit that. Don't look, geez, you should wear UV protective eyewear if you're tying a lot of these in a row. See that nice little bubble there? And boom, there we go. We have our pattern, and it's a great fall pattern for me. Really great. It's done a lot of good work, and I'm very thankful for it. So that is the pattern. Really, really simple, but really, really effective. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to ask. And yeah, let me know what you think. Also, we have a new podcast out called In the Film, found anywhere podcasts are found. So if you could go listen and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. Really, really would. And let us know what you think. So thanks for watching, and